What fake thing that happens in movies pisses you off? Whenever some idiot is running on foot while being chased by a car that's trying to run them down, they without fail always run straight down the middle of the street, when all they have to do is simply run off to the side where there's trees and lampposts and plenty of other shit to block them from getting hit. In that case, I always root for whoever's driving.
After a hit to the head or being knocked unconscious, people are fine after a minute. Concussions don't seem to exist in movies.
Acting like an easily removable piece of duct tape silences someone.
Gift wrapping the box and the lid separately. I mean, I get why they do it, multiple takes, but it always sticks out to me. Also, every bag of groceries has French bread. People sneaking around inside air ducts. Don't get me wrong, in big buildings you absolutely can walk around in there, I've done it a lot, but 1. They're dirty as sin, not gleaming metal. 2. There are screws poking in there and sharp edges everywhere. 3. There are lots of barriers to movement, fans, filters, humidifiers, dampers and fire dampers. All of those would stop your progress. 4. It's not a quiet process, that metal bongs and clunks like crazy under your weight.
The old out-of-the-blue intentional T-bone car accident. Like the bad guy is psychic and knew when and where to be, and is totally immune to the flow of traffic so they could time it just right to T-bone someone in an intersection. Absurd. Not to mention it never seems to actually succeed in causing the death of the intended victim, nor does the bad guy ever seem to get injured at all.
How terrible the bad guys are at shooting.
Any scene where chloroform knocks someone out in 2 seconds. I feel like Rio officially has gone too far.
Homes are always spotless and ridiculously large.
The phone rings and the actor picks up the handset, listens for 2 seconds. Oh really? 1 second later. When? 1 second later. I'll be right there. Hangs up without saying goodbye.
The actor turns around and relays 30 seconds of details that he just learned in only 4 seconds.
Shooting the monitor as a way of stopping the computer. When the plot necessitates the protagonist to be unconscious for several hours due to a blow to the head, then he or she just regains consciousness, shakes their head a few times, and is back to normal. I've had several concussions from sports in my life, and only one where I lost consciousness, and that was for maybe several seconds. For that one I spent weeks fighting nausea, headaches, and vision problems. My mood was impacted for months. There's no way I could just get up and start kicking ass after being out for several hours.
Romantic dramas. Some stupid miscommunication that could have been resolved with 5 minutes of conversation and a phone call turns into some feature-length bullshit.
That a sample can be DNA processed in 2 minutes so you know who your killer is.
EMTs, doctors, random hero person using a defibrillator on a person that has flat-lined. That is not how it works. You shock a flat line and all you do is make the patient even more dead. Flatliners get drugs to get their hearts beating. And then get shocked if that beat is abnormal. Setting off fire alarm, fire sprinklers. 1. Pulling a fire alarm will not activate fire sprinklers. 2. Setting off a single sprinkler head will not set off the entire system. Each fire sprinkler has either a glass bulb with heat-sensitive liquid or a metal fusible link. You need to essentially break the bulk link on each individual sprinkler to allow the water to flow. 3. The water leaving the sprinkler system will be black from the years of corrosion that occurs inside. Due to the stagnant water, you do not want to be around this water when it comes out. I designed these systems. I know how this shit works.
Firing guns in enclosed spaces not deafening anyone.
Bad science talk in general. When someone is driving and they look away from the road by looking at the person in the passenger seat for a prolonged amount of time. Or when they're constantly turning the wheel and the car doesn't move. Things like that bother me too much lol. When they give a person CPR and the person walks away unscathed. When you give proper CPR, you are essentially breaking ribs to pump the heart, and sure, it doesn't happen to everyone, but still see a doc after that. And anything medically related like EPI pens being used, then magically all normal. All of these require being looked at a doctor, emergency care directly afterward.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.